What is up, YouTubers? Welcome back to another day on the trails. Now today, what we're going to do is create more of a tutorial on more efficiency on the trails, I guess, probably the best way. We'll talk about berms, how to sort of corner a little bit better, how to pick nicer lines, how to keep momentum and flow going through trails. Won't be a detailed, comprehensive one. I would like to start doing those in a bit more of a breakdown, but for now, we'll get into that. Also, sometimes you don't have to go to a skills park or anything like that to learn better skills. Sometimes your car park has more than you ever believe it will to be creative on. Things like these little concrete barriers to jump over the little fence lines around the car park like this one. So much fun. You can also spot park benches like this one right here. You can bunny hop up onto it. It's big enough that you can roll across and off. Or coming back the other way, as you can see here, lift the front on, lift the back on, and just wheelie off. So there's always options. Just got to keep your eye out for things. Be creative in your mind and stick within your limits, but try and push those limits a little bit as well. So without further ado, let's get out on the trails and we'll go for a ride. Old Daisy. It's been a minute since I've been here. I've come up to the rock garden. Can't really point out the smoothest line here. This one will come down to learning to ride light and learning to ride smooth, which is coming up in the video soon. Now berms. If you see berms, try and ride them high, but not to the top. 2/3 of the way up is always sort of good. Exit the berm from the start, don't try and cut in halfway. Just bring yourself out wide and bring yourself all the way around. Gives you a nice entrance and always a good run out. Another thing too, up the challenge when you ride, take the tech stuff. Try and avoid the simple smooth trails. If you can see a tech section, stop and have a look at it and then try it, or just go for it if you're confident. It's the best way to keep the skill levels improving and the fun more exciting, of course. Just bunny hop that, pump the backside of it, gives you more speed. Important key to bunny hopping to avoid mud and water. Bam. Okay, so this is stop number 1 on my first series of the progression session. So I'm going to call it the progression session. We're just talking about berms, how to take berms. Do you keep your pedals horizontal? Do you keep them vertical? Where do you put your body weight? Little berms like these ones here, it's only short, it's not big, it's only a half a berm. But if we look here, what I'm going to show is to enter wide, and the berm ramps up really steep just here. You want to utilize that to your advantage by laying the bike in and putting all your weight on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into this berm, and the first one I'm going to do is to show you how to preload your suspension into the berm to hook it up and get a lot of traction. The idea is outside foot must always have the weight on it. So your outside foot should be down and all your body weight goes into it and you push into that suspension. How's that? That's putting a lot of trust into your bike, your tyres. But the more load you put onto your tyres, the better they grip, believe it or not. You ride light, they're not going to do what they're supposed to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come into the berm and we're going to ride it high all the way. This is more to maintain higher speeds and keep that stability and your speed going. So we're going to come in high into the berm. We're going to rail it all the way. Whoops. But this time we're going to keep the pedals horizontal. So I'm just going to stay into what I call more of a race mode. Keep that fluid going, that momentum, without preloading or anything. So I'm just going to try and keep a speed consistency through the berm. That one you maintain a little bit more speed, less aggressive, but Just good for those smaller berms. We can just rail them and keep that speed going. I may have dipped my outside pedal down a little instead of being completely horizontal, but hopefully that should give you enough of indication of what you can work on to improve your cornering abilities. Now don't forget, as daunting as it is to do, believe me when I say the more load you put under your tyres, the more they will grab. Learn to ride over the centre of the bike, even putting your shoulders over the bars and trusting that front wheel by letting it bite in. If you're riding light in the front, the wheel will just wash out. You've got to load it up. When you load it up, you'll be amazed at what you can get away with. Let's continue. It's a new line I've never thought of, jumping into that little corner. Hey, here's something else too when you're riding. Always look for little things off to the side. You just never know what's in plain sight. Breaks up the boredom. Just adds a little bit more interest to the ride. See this little thing here. Just see stuff like that, go over it. Spice it up. It's really neat up here too. I like to see how fast I can get up the hill without pedaling. By no more pedaling from now. Just pump your way through everything. Try and pick up speed. We'll see if we can get up the hill here. Too easy. Well, good idea to block that off. Little jump. Again, as I always say, look for the tech stuff. It doesn't have to be hard tech, but little roll-offs like that, they're so easy. Have a lot of trust in your bike. All right, every ride must have a scenic break. To me, this has always been it here at Daisy. The Daisy Hill Lagoon. Or sorry, as one YouTuber commented once, it's not a lagoon, it's a quarry. Okay, so Lagori. So far we're about the halfway mark of the ride. It's not as easy as I thought, trying to show different lines, how to take things, but there's plenty more to come. There's a lot of flowy sections now where hopefully I can sort of point out a few more things. The whole idea of this ride is just to point out how you as a rider can maintain a little bit more speed. In maintaining more speed, it means less pedaling to gain speed, it means more momentum, more stability when you're riding, and without a doubt more fun. Up your game a little bit. If you just ride the same trail the same way every time, you're going to get bored of it. You need to start up in the ante. Look for little things off to the side of the trail. They don't have to be anything technical. It just comes back to what I say at the end of every video. Just do something on that bike today that you never did yesterday. It doesn't have to be a jump. It doesn't have to be a backflip. It just means you got to go around that rock in this way instead of around it that way. It really doesn't matter. Mix things up. You'll be amazed all of a sudden how much your mind starts linking things together and starts to create more enjoyment and more sort of tech ability when you're riding. And that's what this is all about. So let's go, let's continue, and we'll see what else we can find. So this little A-line here, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. A couple of big rocks here to go straight over. Shit, they've removed the rocks from the landing on that one. Doesn't look like that's been ridden in a while. Let's go back up and we'll get another shot of that. Another cool little thing up here I've been doing for years. I just noticed it one day off the side of the trail. Head up over this big hump right here. mixes it up a little bit, better than going straight ahead. Alright, what you don't see in a lot of my videos is me trying something I've never done before. I say it to you guys all the time, you know, do something today you never did yesterday, yet I don't actually show things that I do. Now I come up this way all the time and I've never noticed this before, so I've just come up this way. But looking coming down, there's a pretty cool little rock here. You go over that, over these roots, then we're going to have this drop off here, which I don't want to go slow at it. I actually want to jump off that drop and land myself down there through the rock garden between the trees and along. So let's give it a shot. We'll see what happens. All right, see how we go. Off that one. All right, that actually wasn't that much of a thrill, but the fact is I did it. It was fun, and I'll remember that next time we come through here. All right, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Certainly could have gone at that a little bit quicker, but all right, the trail we've been waiting for. Pump and flow, you know, bro. But it's always good to look for little jumps, divots to pump, like I always say. You know, there's a berm up here. I know the berm's gone now. This one, also stay tucked, shoulders over the bars, and keep yourself down low. One of the big importance of riding berms. Lower centre of gravity is more traction. Nice little jump, manual through that. Now remember what I said about the berms, stay low, shoulders over the bars. Keeps your lower centre of gravity, keeps more stability and better traction. Now this is a really neat trail to learn to maintain speed without any sort of pedaling or any great deal of pedaling. There's a lot of undulation here that you can manual through, push down the backsides. You can really maintain and promote a lot of speed out of these without any sort of serious pedaling at all. Find the backsides to jumps like those little ones. Doesn't have to be big, just enough for you to push your body through. Manual through that, pump the backside of the jump. Look at the speed that I'm going now. All the way without pedaling. Just by reading the trails, reading the undulations and using your body weight to your advantage. Alrighty, if you think this video was pretty cool and you learned something from it, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on that. So drop your comments below, let me know what you think. Speaking of comments, it's time for my YouTuber of the week and my subscriber of the week. Shout out time. Nathan Brooks, subscriber that has followed me for a very long time. He's commented on almost a third of my total videos. So Nathan, love your support. Again, always got some motivational and inspiring comments to make, and it does make a difference to my motivation to get out there and do these sort of videos. So Nathan Brooks, you're a legend. Thank you. And YouTube shout out. Rumour has it this guy's voice broke when he was in 6th grade. So big welcome to Steve from Trail Surfer. Check out his videos. He's an Aussie local down in Victoria, rides some really cool trails. Video qualities are awesome. He's entertaining to listen to. You don't get bored. You can watch start to finish. big props to Steve, trail surfer. Check out his channel here, and I'll leave the link in the descriptions below. Jump on over, check it out. That is the end of today's ride. Thanks for coming along. Hit that like button if you did like the video. Drop a comment if you feel you need to. Stay safe, stay rad. Do something on that bike today that you never did yesterday, and we'll see you on the next one.